Ciao and welcome back. Today I want to dedicate some time to talk about moms and stress. The battle for work-life balance is never ending, and no one knows this better than moms. According to the Women's Bureau of the US Department of Labor, women, including 25 million working mothers with children under age 18, are a major force in our economy. Over the last years, many mothers have joined the labor force, and their role as economic providers for their families has increased. While their role in the paid labor force has changed, mothers continue to carry a disproportionate share of the unpaid household and caregiving responsibilities. At the same time, women still lack adequate workplace support, and we encounter barriers that prevent us from achieving economic security for ourselves and our families. Regardless of whether you have children or not, we're all familiar with spreading ourselves too thin. The fact that we have so many opportunities to have it all can be a double-edged sword. As soon as we perceive that we don't have enough, whether it be time, energy, money, our brains shift into survival mode, which triggers stress hormones that can be toxic to our health if not managed with adequate self-care. The truth is, no woman is a supermom. The myth of the supermom doesn't exist in reality. A woman is a juggler, a multitasker, a problem solver, but not a supermom. But we strive for it. Women often try to be that supermom, or at least the everything mom, which comes at the expense of their own mental health. When you try to be the everything mom, the one who works, nurtures, cooks, cleans, loves, disciplines, drives, the pressure to be super starts to build. By dinner time, you're counting down the minutes until bedtime, realizing how thin you have been spread most of the day and barely pushing through. This lifestyle can contribute to a declining mental health because in trying to do it all, your mind never shuts off. A study published in the American Sociological Review found that working moms are multitasking more than working dads, 10 or more hours a week, while also feeling the negative effects of public scrutiny and guilt for leaving their kids at home or in the care of someone else while they are at work. Certainly, this gets you no gold star or a pat on your back. Instead, you probably just feel more judgment from all sides. Motherhood might be one of the most psychologically challenging jobs there are. Almost every mom will agree that the joy can be matched by equally intense feelings of worry, doubt, helplessness, anxiety, and depression. This has been defined by psychologists as the great parenting paradox. The irony here is that research has shown two opposite results when it comes to parenting. On the one hand, some studies show that parents are happier than their non-parent counterparts. On the other hand, however, other studies hint at the fact that being a parent may actually take a serious toll on your mental health. Interestingly, but maybe not surprisingly, mothers seem to be more at risk than fathers. The question is, what is it about mothering per se that contributes to worse mental health outcomes? Apparently, the more intense you are about mothering, the worse off you are mental health-wise. What do we mean by intensive mothering? This is the belief that everything you do as a parent matters so much. And apparently, this concept might actually explain the parenting paradox. Now, we all know how an intense mother looks like. The tiger mom, the helicopter mom, but a study from the University of Mary Washington looks scientifically at how mothers' attitude about parenting affects their mental well-being and how their perception of parenting as challenging impacts their risk for depression and anxiety. The authors of the study have actually identified 5 factors that describe this type of mothering very well. Number 1, the feeling that mothers over fathers are the more necessary and capable parent. Number 2, the belief that a parent's happiness is derived primarily from their children. Number 3, the idea that you, the mother, should always provide the best, most intellectually stimulating activities for your child. Number 4, the idea that parenting is just about the most difficult job there is. The participants in the study reported statements like, "It's harder to be a good mother than to be a corporate executive." Number 5, the idea of being child-centered, which refers to the fact that kids' needs and wants should always come before your own. The higher the women scored on these factors, the higher their intensity as mothers. The authors found, as you might guess, that women who believe that they are the essential parent had lower life satisfaction, and those women who perceived parenting as challenging had greater depression and stress. So bottom line, it is the type of parenting and not just being a parent that results in negative mental health outcomes. So if intensive mothering is related to so many negative outcomes, why do women do it? If you're a mother, you probably have asked yourself the same question. One reason might be that women may think that it makes them better mothers, so they are willing to sacrifice their own mental health for their children's benefit. In reality, intensive parenting may have the opposite effect on children from what parents intend. In fact, there is some good evidence that suggests that we are over-parenting these days. Overscheduling our children's time and cutting down their free play time can have adverse effects on their mental health. This on top of their parents being stressed out all the time. So it is important to remember that putting our own mental health first is probably the best way to protect our children and help them grow. And it is the best legacy we can leave. The key message here is, it is okay to relax your standards. No one expects you to be a superwoman. Stress, in fact, is among the leading causes of physical and emotional health decline for mothers, and yet they feel it is expected of them. The stress of maintaining the image of having it all is costing moms their mental sanity. One study shows that a quarter of working moms cry once a week from the guilt of trying to have it all. Another study says women are more likely to report physical and emotional symptoms of stress than men. No one wants to admit that taking care of kids 24/7 can lead to burnout, and it's not an uncommon part of motherhood. One factor that can help prevent mental breakdowns is the degree of social support that mothers get from their families and from the community they live in. Women can drown if they lack support systems, if they lack a family willing to help, if they lack a partnership that allows them adequate time to decompress from being a mom. Most self-care is done as an afterthought or not at all. It's done after you cook dinner, after you get the kids in bed, after you do everything for everyone else. Today, self-care is a hot topic. It's all over the internet and on social media as the new trend. Often, it is described as getting your nails done or taking a warm bath or drinking wine by the pool. But there is a deeper meaning to the authentic care of the self that can restore balance. That is learning to know yourself and your limits, and when you need to set better boundaries or ask for help. In today's society, moms can't easily find their support system and may decide to do parenting without one. But women need support systems. We all do, especially as parents. As they say, it takes a village. So I encourage you to create your village. The truth is, you cannot be the mom your kids want and need, and the person you want to be for them, unless you take care of yourself. I mean, really take care of yourself. Not just put a band-aid on it with a glass of wine or a foot massage. Taking fun breaks is important, but you need to understand your stress first. So here are some steps that I recommend to help you become aware of where you are. First, understand how you experience stress. Everyone experiences stress differently. How do you know when you are stressed? How are your thoughts or behaviors different? What are the signals that your body and mind send you? Second, identify your stressors. What events or situations trigger your stress? And are they related to your family, to your children, to their health, to financial decisions, work, relationships, or something else? Third, recognize how you manage stress. Do you make unhealthy choices as a result of feeling overwhelmed to cope with the stress of motherhood? Is this a routine behavior or it is specific to certain situations? Fourth, put things in perspective. Make time for what's really important. Prioritize your task and delegate the rest. Identify ways your family and friends can lessen your load so that you can take a break. Delay or say no to less important tasks. And fifth, find healthy ways to manage stress. Don't take on too much at once. And most importantly, learn to state what you need. Let go of the idea that you don't need to ask for help and that you can do it all by yourself. On the blog page, you can find some helpful advice to help you be a happier mom. You can choose 1 or 5 or all of those recommendations. Here, I want to remind you that next time you fill out your calendar or to-do list, be very specific about your goals. Choose one goal at a time and make a ritual out of it. Once you feel you have mastered it, you can move on to the next one. The less vague you are on your goals, the easier it will be to hold yourself accountable and make it happen. This Mother's Day, make a promise to yourself to recognize the importance of addressing stress and managing it in healthy ways that can promote your growth and happiness. And you might be surprised by a magic effect. Often, how a mother manages stress is a model for the rest of the family. So while you learn how to keep your cool as a mom, your family members will imitate your behavior and you will be promoting health not only for yourself, but for your entire family. You can also use one of the 4 rituals to transform your life that I have developed and shared in my audio training. My mission is to help you transform stress into lifelong strength. Because remember, you have the power to harness your stress into growth, health, and happiness. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What are your favorite go-to practices to manage stress as a mom? Leave a comment in the comment box on the blog page and let me know. Thank you so much for being so amazing. Ciao.